Hi, welcome to my channel Handmade in Marbella. My name's Jeanette. This is episode 9 of my granny square series. In this video I will show you how to make a solid granny square. I'm using an Aran weight yarn and a 5mm hook. The yarn I'm using is listed in the description below, along with a link where you can buy the yarn if you wish. This is an affiliate link, so if you purchase anything using this link, I will earn a few cents, but you won't pay any extra. So to make this square, we start with a slip stitch on our hook and 4 chains, and then join into the first chain to make a loop that we can work into. So we're going to make a double crochet, a UK double crochet and chain. I'm going to be using UK terms throughout this video, but I will also write the US terms where they're different on the top of the screen and also in the description below. So a UK double crochet and chain, and then 2 UK treble crochets, 2 chains, 3 trebles, just like a normal granny square at the beginning. 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, and then another 3 trebles for the final side. And then we join to complete the square with a half treble into this space at the top of the first full treble. So a half treble into that space to complete the first round. Turn our work. Now for the second round, this is where it changes from a normal granny square to the solid granny square. Normally we would increase each side by 1 cluster of 3 trebles. So in this case we would have 1 in this corner and 1 in this corner to make 2. In the next row there will be 3 clusters and then 4 clusters and so on. We're not going to increase by clusters, but we do need to increase by the same amount of stitches. So to do this we're going to make 2 trebles in the first space. So we'll actually start with a double crochet and chain to count as the first treble, and then 1 more treble in that space. And then we need to put a treble into the top of each treble on the previous row. So because we've turned the work over, we're in the back of the stitch. The space is here just slightly to the left of the treble stitch. So in that loop at the top we make a treble stitch, and in the next one and in the last one another treble. So now we have 5, but we need 6, so we put 1 more in the corner space. 2 chains for a corner, and then the same again. So 2 trebles in the beginning, 1 in the top of each of the trebles from the previous row, and then 1 into the corner space, so that we have 6 trebles in a row. 2 chains, and the same again, 2 trebles in the corner space, 1 treble into the top of each treble from the previous round, and then 1 more in the corner space, so you've increased by 3 on this round. 2 chains in the final side, 2 trebles in the corner, 1 in each of the trebles, but the third one you'll see there's a bit difference. So 1 in the first treble, 1 in the second treble. This one is incredibly difficult to get into because of the way we form the stitch on the previous round. So for the last corner, don't try and get one into this final treble, put 2 in the space instead of like normally we would put 1. So you still have 6 trebles on this side, and then join with a half treble into the corner to complete the corner, and we have 2 rounds. Turn your work, ready for the 3rd round. So on round 3 we need to increase, once again we need to increase by 3 trebles on each side. So we have 6, so we need to make sure we make 9 on the next round. So we start with a double crochet and chain to count as the first treble. 1 more treble in that corner space. Then 1 treble in each of the trebles on the previous row. And then 1 more into the corner space. 2 chains, and the same again. 2 trebles into the corner space at the beginning. 1 treble in each of the trebles that you've done already. One there in the last treble, and then 1 treble into the corner space. So we have 9 trebles along that side. So the same again, two trebles in the corner space, 1 in each of the trebles from the previous round, and 1 in the corner. And then on the next corner, next side, 2 chains, and then 2 trebles in the corner, 1 in each of the trebles in the previous row. And then remember, because this is the last one, there isn't really a stitch to crochet into here, so just put 2 treble crochets into the corner space. So if you want to pause the video, work those stitches, and I'll meet you back there. So we get to the end, as I said, this treble we can't really crochet into the top of it, so to make life easier we just crochet 2 trebles into that corner space so that we have the right number by the end, and then a half treble to join the corner. It's a good idea to check to make sure you have 9 trebles all the way along. The first one, of course, is a double crochet and chain, but it counts as a treble. So on each row to check, because we need to have the correct number of trebles on the last row to be able to join it into the blanket. So when you finish that row, that's row 3, turn your work, start again with a double crochet and chain and 1 treble in the first space, 1 treble in each of the trebles all the way along, then 1 treble, 2 chains and 2 trebles in the corner space, 1 treble in each all the way around, just as before. So if you want to pause the video, work all that round, and I'll meet you back at this corner. So when you get around all the way around round 4, at the end, remember the last corner, we have to put 2 trebles into the corner because you can't really get the treble into the last treble. And then we finish the corner with a half treble. And then turn your work, ready for the 5th round. Again, once again, exactly the same. Start with a double crochet and chain and a treble in the first space, and then 1 treble into the top of every treble all the way around. When you get to the corner, it's 1 treble, 2 chains, 2 trebles in every corner, all the way around until the last corner where you put 2 trebles because you can't fit 1 into the last treble. So we pause the video here and I'll catch you up at the end of round 5. So we're already all the way around round 5. So as always, in the last corner, we need to put 2 treble crochets in that space to keep the right amount of treble crochets, and then a half treble crochet join the corner. Don't forget to keep counting your treble crochets to make sure that you have the correct amount, otherwise you won't have the correct amount at the end. On this row you should have 15 on each side. So then turn your work for the final round, round 6, and exactly the same as before. Start with a double crochet and chain and 1 treble, and then 1 treble in each all the way around. The corner is exactly the same as always. There's no difference on the final round. So work your way around and I'll meet you back at the final corner. So at the end of round 6, you finish off with 2 treble crochets in the final corner and join with a half treble. Now before you cut your yarn, just go back and check that you've got 18 treble crochets all along each side. We need that number to be able to join them to the other squares, so it's easier if we have that exact number. It's not the end of the world if you have 1 extra or 1 less, because crochet is quite forgiving. But if you want it to be exact, then make sure you've got 18 on each side. When you have, then you can cut your yarn and pull through and fasten off. And there you have a solid granny square. So if you've been following the whole series and you've made all the squares, by now you should have 9 squares. And if you've missed any, there's a playlist in the description below so you can catch up on any that you've missed. So in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to join them all together. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If so, please like, subscribe and hit the notification button. This is free and helps my channel to grow, and also will keep you informed when the next video is released.